Life can be challenging. We face setbacks, disappointments, and hardships that make it tempting to throw in the towel. Yet, the Bible consistently encourages us to persevere, reminding us that God is faithful. His promises are true, and our struggles are never in vain. God is our strength. When we feel weak and unable to continue, God provides strength. Isaiah 41 verse 10 reassures us, "So do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand." Knowing that God upholds us gives us the courage to press on. Similarly, Philippians 4 verse 13 reminds us, "I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me." No matter how impossible a situation seems, Christ empowers us to keep going. God's faithfulness never fails. In times of doubt, it's important to remember that God is faithful. Lamentations 3 verses 22 to 23 says, "Because of the Lord's great love we are not consumed, for his compassions never fail. They are new every morning. Great is your faithfulness." Every day brings new mercies and opportunities for us to overcome difficulties with his help. Deuteronomy 31 verse 6 further assures us, "Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or terrified because of them, for the Lord your God goes with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you." With God by our side, we can face any challenge. Our trials have a purpose. The Bible teaches that our struggles are not meaningless. Romans 8 verse 28 promises, "And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose." Even our hardest moments are being used by God to shape us and fulfill his greater plan. James 1 verses 2 to 4 adds, "Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. Let perseverance finish its work so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything." Each trial strengthens our faith and prepares us for greater things. God's promises give us hope. In moments of despair, we can hold onto the hope found in God's promises. Galatians 6 verse 9 encourages us, "Let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up." Persistence leads to reward, and God's timing is always perfect. Isaiah 40 verse 31 paints a beautiful picture of renewal. "But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not be faint." God is with us always. The promise of God's presence sustains us. Matthew 28 verse 20 reminds us, "And surely I am with you always, to the very end of the age." Challenges and trials are necessary to build us and shape us. That's why God doesn't shield us from these things. However, he promises that no matter what we go through, he will not let us go through it alone. He will be right there to help us and sustain us, as he states in Isaiah 43 verse 2. "When you pass through the waters, I will be with you, and through the rivers, they shall not overflow you. When you walk through the fire, you shall not be burned, neither shall the flame kindle upon you." The verse is a promise to believers that God will be with them through all of life's challenges, and that we will not be consumed or defeated. It reflects God's protective power and his ability to sustain his people through adversity. And we know that these are not empty promises because we read in the book of Daniel 3 verses 8 to 30 the amazing story of how God rescued Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego from the fiery furnace. The fire was so hot that the guards who threw them into the fire burned up without getting into the fire, while the 3 men who were thrown into the fire itself were not touched by the flames at all. In fact, they didn't even have the smell of fire. That's how mighty our God is. That's why you should never give up. With God as your guide and strength, you are more than a conqueror. Romans 8 verse 37. His faithfulness, strength, and love are sufficient to carry you through every storm. Finally, the Bible teaches us that when we persevere through challenges and don't give up, we will be personally rewarded by God. As James 1 verse 12 states, "Blessed is the man who remains steadfast under trial, for when he has stood the test he will receive the crown of life, which God has promised to those who love him."